stage 2 of our exam begins here, or at least I believe so. We have a period, I think they said, of like 3 days or so, that they're going to kind of give everybody to rest and charge back up before we get into the next section. So in that period, could we get an entire episode of just people kind of becoming more familiar with each other prior to going into the next part, or are we just going to say, fast forward through that and then be able to see what happens? Probably the second one, but I think it would be fun, at least if half the episode is directed around the idea of us just kind of seeing Stark again and, you know, catching up with Fern and everything about how the first half went and, you know, preparation for the next section. I think would be fun, and I think could be enjoyable there. And we're just going to have to learn a little bit more as we dive a little bit further into this. I got no sort of expectations or thoughts or anything about what's going to be coming within this second half. All I know is everybody's going to kind of be alone for themselves probably, and I'm just excited to see where all that kind of heads. If you like it all, like and subscribe to me a lot to me. Feel free to stick around for the discussion. Leave in comments for this episode or series. This is a Toho animation show. It will be blocked at some point, so please check the link in the description or in the comments and you'll be able to watch the reaction version if that is no longer here. And if that is still here and it's just muted and you want to watch the audio version, check that as well. Let's get going though with episode 22. 18 motherfuckers are remaining. Oh my god. Get to stay up late. I get to sleep in all day. He doesn't know they're coming back today. Open the door. Fern being aggressive. You gotta put on your boots to open the door? No. You guys lost? Oh. We haven't seen you all day. Just been sleeping. Uh-oh. Oh, the worst. Yeah, but come on. She had a long test. Oh, great. Now you got her pissed. Yeah, she loves to eat. It'll be worth it. Oh. What a good guy. Despite not being a kid yourself anymore, you'll always be viewed that way to others. Look at you spending time with your party. Who would do such a horrible thing? I don't know, became friends. Doesn't mean we can't be friends, gosh. Yeah. And also, these people are strong enough to survive at least the first portion of this. You gotta believe you want to be friendly with them, possibly going forward. Come on. You want to go back. So his wife's probably the grave that he wants to go see, right? It's also going to end up being where like every single party meets up and goes together, right? Yeah, let's get a little bit more on you. Oh. She thinks plenty of things.
殺すチャンスあったでしょ。
見てたんだ。油断も隙も。
これは殺す覚悟のための時間だ。
共感しちゃったからかな。
Hmm.
私も殺すまでの猶予が欲しくなった。
体が動かない。これは
She
見たものを
gotcha.
拘束する魔法。私は昔からそうなんだ。共感できることでその魔法が使えるようになるし、共感できない魔法は使えない。
So why would you tell us
君の分
that?
身は本人と同一の機能を持つほどの完璧な複製。
Yeah.
君は何を思ってどんな人生を歩んできたの？教えてよ。
Tell me so I can use it
なる
all.
ほどね。君って感覚で魔法を使うタイプなんだ。そういう頭の足りない子嫌いなんだよね。
答えになっていないよ。
気に食わないから教えてやんないって言ってる。別に僕を殺したっていいよ。そんなことをしたら二度と共感はできないと思うけど。
Maybe next time.
いや、いいよ。君という
Yeah, and honestly, that does help a little bit.
そう。
もっと知りたい。これからどこに行くつもりだったの？
さあね。ついてくるなよ。
He's a way stronger man than I could be. I would have folded instantly. Told her and gave her everything she wants.
ここを訪れたのは50年も前だが、当時の雰囲気のままだ。不思議な。
Literally every single person's gonna end up being here.
本当にデザートいくらでも頼んでいいんですか？いいよ。
電源。
Gotta make her feel better.
どれにすっかな。
No, not you.
おすすめはね、誕生日でもないのにこんな贅沢。
放っておけ。楽しそうではないか。食事は楽しんでするものだ。
Especially with those that you want to enjoy them with. Wow.
おお。
Oh my god.
よし、食いためるぞ。
すごい量だな。
Can we afford
フリーレン様
those?
ってたまにこういうことします。
Well, they did just get a lot of money from Stark doing his thing, right?
この世紀の天才料理人レッカーが最大限のもてなしと可能な限りの報酬をお渡ししましょう。
Such a crazy title to give yourself,
す
bro.
ごい量ですね。
The same
この料理
thing.
は美味しいからね。たっぷり味わわないとね。
一度にそんなに食べなくても、また来ればいいじゃないか。
You never know when you'll be here again,
食べられ
though.
なくなった味がたくさんあるからね。
Mm.
後世まで残すつもりです。
But it will be
100
different.
年後も
It's still different. It's a different person, you know?
そう。面白いよね。料理人はみん
Yeah.
そう言って過去の料理の味を変えて爪痕をの。
ならしっかり未来まで届けるんだ。それが僕が要求する今回の報酬で。
人が成し遂げられなかった偉業を果たしてみせましょ
Gotcha.
なんだよ。あれだけ生き物がいて味変わってるじゃん。
It's bound to happen.
でももっと美味しい味を探す手間は省けた。
Uh,
あの時よりもずっと美味しい。頬についてますよ、シュタルク様。
let him enjoy it, Fern. Damn.
といかんぞ。
完全におじいちゃん。
ほう、意外と小食なんだね。機嫌直って
Yeah.
よかった。
All you gotta do is give her a little
と
food.
ころで、お金は大丈夫なのか？
Oh.
へそくりなくなっちゃった。
Aw.
この真髄までたどり着いた。お主に教えることはもう
Hope he looks at him. He's like, who the fuck are you?
あのおじいさん誰？
No idea.
知らない人。なんか修行してると話しかけてくるの。
シュタルクって変な人。
Yeah. Again? Oh my god,
めっちゃ
Fern.
怒ってる。昨日より機嫌悪いじゃねえか。
We spent so much money.
何やったんだよ。
今日の買い出し当番私だったのに寝坊しちゃったか積もりに積もって爆発するタイプなんだよ。
She's reached that
そ
point.
したらどうなるんだ？
You don't want to see it, dude.
口を聞いてくれなくなっちゃう。
The worst.
子供の喧嘩かよ。
お願いだよシュタルク、仲裁してよ。
Sign's not here for
話し
us.
てくれないんだよ。
本人もこうして反省しているわけですし。
食べたい。
Is she just using this as a way to hold the fuck on?
めんどくせえこの人。
Yeah.
じゃあみんなで買いに行こうぜ。
We don't have money for that.
まだあったかな。
確か北部魔法隊のビアベルだっけ。
Hmm.
お前戦士だろ。
え、ちょっと何ですか？
どうだ。
お、え、何？
ダメだな、こいつじゃ。
いつにも増して可愛い格好だね、ラビーネ。
兄貴たちが帝都から帰ってきてんだよ。はあ、毎回余計なもの買ってきやがって。私は着せ替え人形じゃねえぞ。お袋もノリノリでさ、一切止めやしね。
私より甘やかされてる。
Yeah,
そう
absolutely.
思うなら変わってくれよ。ほら行くぞ。息が詰まりそうだ。
Alright, my lady.
じゃあ今日は私がエスコートするね、ラビーネちゃん。
Start fucking beating her.
フェルンさん。ど
Oh
れにしましょ
no.
うか。
別にどれでも。シュタルク様、選んでいい
She said difficult.
これどれでもよく。
Yeah, well, you have to figure out what it is. She's so much.
私に聞かれても困るよ。
You've spent so much longer with her. You should know this.
フリーレンにはたくさん助けてもらったんだよ。あとね、先生みたいだね。
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense.
喧嘩する
ばっかりで居心地悪いな。
まあまあ。
おい、
There you go. Are you a
お前
warrior?
戦士だ
Yeah,
ろ。
え、
sure.
あ
Good build, alright?
やだ。何？
お前、すごくいいな。
なんなの？
こいつお前の仲間か。借りたっていい？
どうぞ。
ひどい。
Just sold them off. Gotta give them a purpose while we're busy.
大丈夫でしょう。害が全くありませんでした。同じ人物とは思えないほどに。
仕事でオンオフ切り替えるタイプなんじゃねえ？
Yeah.
兄貴たちもそうだ。
ってもらうようなことしてないよ。
いや、フリーレンがいなかったら私たちは第二次試験まで進めなかった。
ありがとう。
メルはなんで人助けをするの？
勇者だからさ。
Hmm.
そういうことじゃなくて。
そうだね。もしかしたら自分のためかもな。誰かに少しでも自分のことを覚えていてもらいたいのかもしれない。
It creates a memory which they can then pass down to others.
誰かに知ってもらって
Hmm.
覚えていてもらうことだ。
Even if they don't, as long as you live within their world,
覚え
right?
ていてもらうためにはどうすればいいんだろ
Help others.
ほんの少しでいい。
Yeah.
誰かの人生を変えてあげればいい。
Create an impact. Positively, though. Look at this. You made friends.
フリーレン様、このもらったお菓子。
Yeah, of course you're happy now.
う。やっと機嫌。
そう
I'm so nervous.
2日目の朝なかなか起きなかったな。
その話はやめて。また機嫌が悪くなっちゃう。
It's too late.
例年通りなら第三次試験まである。次からは敵同士だな。
そうだね。
It's bringing our notice of where we should arrive. The blue bird is here. Thank you. Messenger bird.
なんだろう。
次の試験の通知ですね。第二次試験の会場と日時、それと担当の試験官の名前ですね。
試験官は前世か。ついてねえな。
せっかく第一次試験に受かったのに。どういうことですか？
She just wants us to fucking kill each other.
前世の担当した試験は過去4回。 いずれも合格者は0人。
That's a big thing to put onto this. You gotta be fucking kidding me. It raises stakes to like a certain point too, because like you're almost under the impression more than one are gonna pass. Bro, look how lucky he is. He doesn't even realize it. Seems pretty easy to me. Are you? Are you? I'm actually extremely happy they decided to go the route of using the entirety of the episode as like a way to kind of slow things down from the pacing and everything that we've been at and allow you to see the characters in a different light, not just the ones that we've kind of followed the entirety of the series, but the ones that we followed specifically within this arc as well, that have teamed up with FRIEREN, or that we've seen going against them, or teamed up with FRIEREN, or just everybody else that was kind of involved in the exam themselves, and being able to see how they all, I guess, have that switch almost that you can kind of just turn on and off when it comes to this is the serious moment, or I have to actually get into this and I have to fight people and do these things, and how a lot of them don't actually want to go out of their way and probably end up killing people and do all these things, but they're just doing it specifically for this title and the privilege and everything that comes along with actually accomplishing this goal of passing this exam. And then when the time like this comes, and of course you're going to want to rest after the hellish few days that they've probably been through, being able to see them all just be so relaxed and be so grateful to each other and want to just experience these things and kind of just hang out and become better friends and understand each other a little bit more. And it's really cool being able to see that mode between them, of understanding that that's typically how things kind of are, and you can relate that out to a lot of things within life, you know, just normal everyday people going to work, right, and they have like that kind of work mode that they have to almost be in, and they have to act and do things and focus when it comes to those things. But when they're kind of home or with friends or doing whatever and they're trying to relax, there's an entire different side of them almost that can come out. And the same thing that works and I think goes like completely unnoticed when you come to like, say, celebrities or like professional athletes and things along those lines, where they can be very serious in those moments. And just because maybe you see them like posting things on social media or doing these things doesn't mean that they're not taking their actual job and the things that they have to go out and they do to be very serious, just because they want to relax and have a little bit of fun. And those are ways that they kind of just not stress as much, right, and allow them to get into that state and be a lot more comfortable and not as nervous and not as just worked up when it comes to actually getting to that big time moment, the thing that, you know, you're constantly like waiting for them. And that's like a constant harassment almost that it seems like you see people do and say and think, especially nowadays, is where like somebody always has to be kind of on that on mode, right? They always have to be only doing that one thing and can't just kind of live and be normal people. And we get to see that perfectly explained here almost, where these people who are extremely talented when it comes to what they're doing within this exam and have this intent almost to kill and just win and deceive and do all these things, almost all of them immediately can turn that right off. And it's great to be able to see that, except for Yubel, who literally cannot turn that off when it comes to it. She is always, it seems, acting about the same and trying to learn a little bit more, which we end up finding out reasons as to why, and her forms of magic, I guess, coming in the way of learning to copy people. It seems like through empathizing with them and understanding them a lot more, what it is that their magic and everything kind of does, not allowing the other guy that she's with, what is it, Land, I think his name is, allowing him to not actually be a little bit more open and relaxed. No, we don't know like if he actually would have been, say, if she weren't around. I have no idea, but I think that's kind of funny. Her ability in itself is a little bit OP. It goes towards, I guess, us understanding and learning about Fern last episode, why she was so interested or trying to get more things out of her. I think it was him who also let the warning come out of like not exposing too much to other people, but I could be wrong. It might have been Yubel, and if that's the case, I don't know why she would end up saying that, especially when she's the one who benefits the most from these types of things. But I guess that would also make sense why she had such a disinterest in her magic style and the things that she kind of goes out of her way and does, simply because all of it is so just natural. everything that she does, it's all basic and it's kind of boring to her, and it's nothing like special or unique that she feels that she can add to her own arsenal that she maybe doesn't already have. And it becomes kind of a big problem for her because she literally finds this person that she almost thinks that she could get really close to and easily can kind of empathize with, and unfortunately doesn't have that opportunity to really take up or learn anything that she could find use out of. And it makes plenty of sense why she's following Land in the situation, because he's literally the like scariest one, I guess you could really think of. I mean, outside of like FRIEREN and everything that she literally knows here, but his ability to be able to have clones and have the clones that have the same intentions and power and everything almost as him, and his actual body and everything, it's kind of crazy the way that they can do that. So of course somebody like her who has that killer instinct, right, who is like willing to go out there and actually go out of her way and kill all these people, like especially if they have no use to her, and it may become something that is very useful, especially being working on her own here going forward in this next section of the exam. It would be very beneficial for her almost to get something like this and be able to use it as a way to kill while actually not being her, or use it as a way to deceive, and just it's a lot that she could kind of benefit from and do. So she is somebody that you have to, I think, be a little bit more concerned of and keep your eye on. Where we used her last episode as somebody who she almost didn't look as scary as I think that the way that they kind of built her up, or as powerful as it almost as expected. Now we get to learn a little bit more, and I think that's pretty cool. Stark's favorite and least favorite thing arrives as he wakes up in the middle of the night, or right before evening here, and Fern is at his door and completely pissed over the idea that Buddy has been sleeping the entire day. We get a lot of Fern pouting once again this episode. I'm not angry at it, as we know it's the cutest thing, and we are all here for it. We go out of our way and we have to kind of treat her or do something for her, and we're going to go out of our way and find a restaurant and get her food and make her just happy, right? The key to her heart, the things that of course she wants, and kind of change her mood around and make her forget, because you don't want to have to deal with the angry Fern, right? Maybe the angry Fern will be a good thing, right? Maybe it'll be good going into this next section, and that's kind of something that we want. We get to experience a bunch of the other characters and everything that they got going on, right? How they're going to spend their days off, how some of them are becoming friendly with each other and kind of just growing attachments to each other and thankful for each other for how the first section of the exam and everything ended up going out. And I think that's pretty cool. I think these two specifically being together is great as well. And I don't know, I just like that idea that we can grow closer, even though that through the idea that we've grown and we've had to work together, basically like two near-death experiences and things like this, and we've had to spend like these very hard days together. It's like being able to connect and make those bonds and actually like be friends outside of that is really cool. And I think that's how like a lot of people end up becoming friendly, and you know, those experiences and those hardships and stuff that you kind of go through that might tear you apart at moments or might cause issues are the things that can ultimately end up bringing you very close together. And we get to see that kind of experience through this stuff here. This scared me when we showed him, because like I immediately expected Yuel to be in this situation, but when we showed the cat, for whatever reason I thought she was gonna like just kill the thing or like do some shit and he was gonna have to witness it. I don't know, it's just the way that they kind of built her up, and then we get into her a little bit and learning the ways that she kind of acts and the things that she's doing, and we've just talked about that a little bit. I have to give it to Buddy for being able to restrain himself, you know, and not just kind of give in and do absolutely everything that she asks and says. Because he is a way stronger man than I think I ever could be. Extremely lucky as well that she just follows him around there. We end up finding out that Denkin here ends up coming in and goes to see FRIEREN, and as everybody just gets kind of treated to having dinner and having food. Denkin came here in the past before. He talks about his late wife when he was actually coming here with her, and he thinks this would be a great place for all these people to end up going and eating and treating this other girl. And, you know, his former teammates here to a meal, I think is great. I'm assuming the grave and everything that we explored that he is working on the special privilege for, and also to gain clearance to go up into the region and stuff that he's trying to, is specifically his wife's grave that he's attempting to get to. And I think that adds a lot more context to him and the reasons why he's doing this. While we don't know necessarily the spell in which it is that he's going to obtain or attempt to obtain, if he is able to be granted, I guess, becoming I guess a first-class mage, we can almost assume it is something of a way to kind of speak with or talk to her again. And it's just funny how it kind of like connects, and we have all these people that we've been meeting who like have people that they want to see again or possibly want to see again, with Fern and Sign and FRIEREN, and now being able to add somebody else like him in, and he might add more of like a reason for us to maybe tag along with him going into the future, further past this. Say he isn't successful in the ways that he's able to get what he is, what he wants, maybe being able to use him or have him kind of just help us out alongside, and have him and his status and just the things that he is knowledgeable and capable of to fight alongside us till we end up getting up to that point that he's trying to, I think would be pretty good. In worst situation, we just bring him to heaven with us and he has that opportunity to see and speak with her again. Insane levels of food here that everybody's able to get. FRIEREN, her pile of steaks is it's crazy. I think that's great. We get flashback and moment that she ends up getting to see here, and ultimately Himmel has a request in which he kind of doesn't want things to change, right? And he wants to make a request to the chef here and telling him not to change his flavor, right? Don't let that happen, as it's something that always happens, and you pass things down for future generations and you try and improve and make things better, and sometimes it just changes things, and it loses its flavor and it just loses that uniqueness or that specialty that it almost had. And especially because when you pass it down and you give it to people as you go further down, sometimes it might improve it, but at the same time the person who is kind of preparing it and doing it might not have the same exact methods and the ways of doing things as you did, and it might not be the same level of quality and everything, and it can become a problem, as you go down future generations and different people kind of come involved and change up the models of the way that things are kind of done. It's a natural occurrence almost, and I think like the idea here of just presenting it and doing it as something that like can be remembered and can be lasted and not have to change over time, and that you can bring back that memory of is something that he probably intentionally asked for and did. So had FRIEREN come here at some point in the future, she could remember this exact moment and relive that almost, and have that opportunity again, which is extremely sweet. She gets very happy as things haven't changed, or they have changed, but they've changed for the better, which is to her surprise, which I think is great. My boy is fucking winning here, despite him acting like he doesn't care. I'm so proud of him. Also, Fern walking and being so excited afterwards is so cute, and I'm very happy. This is just like so dumb, but so good. Just walking in and just kind of being like, I have nothing left to teach you, man. Walking away, and I just being like, what the fuck was that? And him not having a clue at all is fantastic. Fern being pissed again because FRIEREN decided she wanted to oversleep again, and us not knowing what to do, but us having to go out of our way and try and treat her again. Of course, we gotta buy her. I also like it when we bring it back up, and she's like, maybe if I had like some extra sweets or something, like it would work out. And just trying to like maybe even use this as like a excuse for a way to get her things is fucking insane to me. I think Stark's like attempts here to try and talk to her, communicate with her. Really cute though. Trying to find a warrior to come on and help us, and isn't able to find anyone just yet. Using their sister as a dress-up doll is great, especially just because, well, it's not great, but it is great. It's just funny too because of the type of person that she is and not wanting to do this at all, and you can just see that on her like this. But the outfit's really cute and it looks great on her. I love this moment too. I think that's great. Them two have great chemistry together, of course, and then being able to meet back up and wanting to thank FRIEREN in some sort of way, selling off basically Stark once again, and Fern having absolutely no regrets doing it, and Buddy having to be used is fucking funny. Having another flashback here in a memory after they want to kind of thank her for the help and the things that they've kind of been given through her and the guidance and stuff, has FRIEREN thinking about Himmel a lot more, and through the eyes of this, and just seeing the reasons why he wanted to become a hero, or not that, but just seeing why he wanted to help out other people, and creating that lasting impact once again, and that memory that they can pass down, and that story that can be passed down to be of remembrance of this person and the good things and the things that they've done and how they've impacted and changed people's lives, even if it is just through small simple things like this, can really go a long way sometimes. And that's something that often gets like overlooked and passed through people, which I think is great, and that can lead to many of opportunities like this too, of friendship and stuff, which I think is great. And you get to see it between all of them. You get to see all the girls kind of enjoying themselves and having fun, which you absolutely love. You also get to see all the guys, which is cool, being able to see Stark and everything actually have like friends and be with guys for once, which is like not often something that you get. Location and information about the second stage of the exam is passed out, and we get to see everybody kind of arriving and receiving the things they get. This girl choking the fucking or holding it upside down, killing it, is crazy. And learning basically about our proctor and how absolutely nobody has ever passed one of her stages that she's ended up doing before is something that is supposed to absolutely scare everybody, claiming to be a pacifist. I don't know. Well, we'll see where she goes, right? We'll see what she chooses to do or how this is going to progress. I'm excited, but I'm curious, I guess, just to see what it is that's so difficult and puts these people in danger all the time within her stages of the exam, especially putting her at the second one and not even giving her the final stage for it to come. This is like, I don't know, it just rings to me that we have so much like quality candidates within this that it is going to be like typical series that you watch when you end up having like exam arcs, or you end up having like stages like this that you have to go through where they're like nobody's ever done this, and then you end up having just like either your main cast or like 3 or 4 pass, or you end up having like the large group, like the people that you're going to have to actually watch out for going into the future, and the whole cast of them kind of pass. It just comes to me as that's going to be the case, and we're not just going to have nobody passing. It's either going to be just one person ends up doing it, or and then they all like have worked together so much and become good friends and stuff over this time that they're going to be able to use that person and his ability of clearance and stuff to kind of help them along the way. Or if that isn't the case at all, we're just going to have like a bunch of people end up passing, and it's just going to be like a big shocker and surprise, which I think is probably more likely. But I'd be interested if they go otherwise. Really fun episode, and nice change of pace, right? And nice way to transition us and build us back into what we're going to ultimately get into going forward. And I'm excited to see what that's going to end up being. If you liked it all, the like and subscribe to mean a lot to me. Feel free to check out the other videos on the channel. Leave a comment for this episode or series. I will be back for episode 23 next week. You guys have a good one. Peace.